So my name is Erum Qureshi. I am a pediatric nurse practitioner, and I'm currently working with Forward to Health. And I'm thinking a few of us are know Forward to Health. So I work as a pediatric nurse practitioner, and I'm also studying Unani Tib, prophetic medicine. And currently I work at Forward to Health as a temperament and lifestyle coach. And welcome to the Vitality Village. So this is our goal, to create a little community and resources, to provide resources through it. And that can be a source of healing and shifa for people, inshallah. And have a community where we can have discussions and conversations about health and mental health and physical health and spiritual health. And inshallah, this is a source of benefit. So before I begin, I'd like to start with a little dhikr, remembrance of Allah. So if we can, you can feel free to participate with me, or feel free to just listen in, whatever you feel most comfortable with, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم وغير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره المقدار العظيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي نصر من الله فتحا قريب وبشر المؤمنين نصر من الله فتحا قريب وبشر المؤمنين نصر من الله فتحا قريب وبشر المؤمنين وأفوض أمري إلا الله إن لها بسم بالعباد. So if it would be nice to have some faces, if anyone would want to turn the video on, because it's more of an interaction that way. But if I understand some people are in different places and not very comfortable opening up the video, so it's okay as well. But I want to put that, I want to offer that, inshallah. And I would love to get to know you guys as well. If anyone wants to introduce themselves, I see a few familiar faces, alhamdulillah. But anyone wants to chime in and tell me how you're doing, how's your day going? Feel free.
Assalamualaikum, my name's Sarah. Day is going pretty well, actually, alhamdulillah, because I only worked 9 to 12 today. So kind of like an earlier day, so I had time to like do some things for myself. So yeah.
Sounds good. And you're a pediatrician, correct?
Yep, I am.
Alhamdulillah. That's good. So we've worked together before, and I know Sarah pretty well, alhamdulillah. So thank you so much for joining us. And I love it when more healers and healthcare providers look into traditional medicine as well as a form of healing for their patients, because it really is a holistic way of practicing, alhamdulillah. So thank you so much for joining, and I hope this is a source of benefit for you and all those that you benefit.
Thanks for having this talk for us.
Anyone else would like to share anything? Okay, so I'm going to begin. Feel free to raise your hand if you have any questions, or, turn your screen on and participate when you feel most comfortable, inshallah. So I would like to do a 2-minute meditation sit to just kind of help us ground ourselves, especially at this time of the day. And we're maybe coming home from work, maybe we are in the middle of a chaotic day or a chaotic environment, and it's just really nice to just get some breathing in and center ourselves. It helps us be more present. And this is a tool that I'd like for you to have whenever you need it, right? In the middle of the day, during lunch break, or when you're overwhelmed, anxious, or stressed out. So it's just going to be a 2-minute sit, but it's a nice practice to have, inshallah, and actually will help you focus better in work, in studying, and even in your salah. So wherever you are, feel comfortable and if you can, get yourself situated, get yourself seated and in a comfortable environment, and just close your eyes. And I'm going to guide you through this, inshallah. Take a nice deep breath in, a nice deep breath out. One more time, take a nice deep breath in. A nice deep breath out. And allow your body to relax and unwind. Loosen your arms and your legs. Maybe your shoulders, just drop your shoulders. And loosen your eyebrows, just relax them. Take another nice deep breath in. Strengthen your back. Maybe you're holding some tension in your back. You can acknowledge that and notice that and be more present with your body. Take another nice deep breath in. Notice your fingers. Do they feel cold? Do they feel warm? How do they feel? Just acknowledge that and let that pass. Maybe come down to your legs. How do they feel? Are they tired throughout the day? They've been working really hard. Acknowledge the strength of your legs. How do your feet feel? Are they touching a surface? Is it hard? Is it soft? Take a nice deep breath in again. Nice deep breath out. Allow yourself to be present in your body, in your heart, in this moment. There's nowhere else you need to be. You're exactly where you are meant to be, exactly where you're supposed to be. There's nowhere else you need to go. Relax your mind. Take a nice deep breath in again. And as you take your breath out, maybe set an intention for yourself. What brings you here today? What would you like to receive? What would you like to give? Anything that comes to your heart. It doesn't have to be something too deep or serious, just whatever comes to mind. And whenever you're ready, just open your eyes back up again and be present in the moment, inshallah. And this practice really helps us get our mind back centered in the moment, and it will, inshallah, help us achieve our whatever we're intending to achieve in the moment more mindfully, more present, and more filled with your heart, in tune with your heart, inshallah. So something that I want to talk about today is the importance of gratitude, right? The importance of gratitude and mindfulness, and how that will ultimately provide us with internal contentment. Because in our tradition, in the Muslim tradition, there isn't a huge emphasis in the importance of happiness. We're not striving for happiness, but what we are striving for is contentment. And that essentially is what will provide us with the balance that we need, which will provide us with balance within our soul, within our physical body, and it will be a form of healing internally and externally, inshallah. So what it starts with is intention. I want to talk a little bit about the importance of intention and how that plays an effect in our daily life, and how if we make a routine of setting intentions for ourselves from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed, we go back to sleep, that will govern how we feel throughout the day, inshallah. And this is really important for everyone, caregivers and those that that we are providing care for. And that could be our family members, that could be our patients, our clients, and even ourselves, our friends, our family. So in the prophetic tradition, in the tradition of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in the Islamic tradition, in Muslim tradition, there is a huge emphasis in the importance of being intentional, right? So there are hadiths that state that deeds are judged by intentions. Every man will be rewarded only for what they intended. So there are hadiths that emphasize that, right? And there's a saying that says, a virtuous intention is a source of all goodness. Learn about intention because it reaches further than the action. So the importance of intention is so deep that all you need is to set an intention and the action will happen moving forward. The outcome is not something that we are taught to focus on. It's just the intention that we're taught to focus on, and outcome will come with it, inshallah. And you will get what you intended for. And my favorite is, a virtuous intention is a source of all goodness. Another one is, verily in the body is a flesh of piece of flesh, which if sound, the entire body is sound, and if corrupt, the entire body is corrupt. Truly, it is the heart. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ here emphasizes the importance of the heart. And he talked about the heart to a degree where he says that being mindful with Allah, having connection with God, is in the heart. And he pointed to the heart 3 times. So the importance of having a sound intention and connection with and being mindful is in the heart. And that essentially is what revives your spirit, your soul, and revise the rest of the body. And if you guys have heard my talk on Unani Tib, we know that the first source of energy that the body receives is through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through God, into our soul, and then it moves forward into our body. And that's why a lot of the medical problems and chronic illnesses are continuing to happen, even when we are treating it with medications and other treatments, because some of the deeper essential core needs aren't being met. So our spiritual needs aren't being met, or our needs of the heart aren't being met for some people. So having an intention before every action is really, really important. And that's something that's emphasized in our tradition. We're taught to make intention before we pray. We're taught to make intention before we make wudu, before we fast. So why is there such a deep emphasis on intention? So as humans, we're heart-centered people, right? And as Muslims, we're emphasized to focus on the heart, the state of the heart. Even in the Arabic language, when someone asks you, how are you? They're essentially asking you, how is your state? How is your heart? Right? And our heart, in our tradition, we talk about it constantly is shifting. It's going up and down and up and down. And now being mindful of that and then governing our actions based on that, it's really important. So being mindful with our heart is really important. And then second concept is the importance of being mindful. So they're 2 different, having an intention and being mindful. So what is really an intention? Anyone wants to share any input that they have? Like, when we set an intention, what are we essentially doing when we're setting an intention? Anyone wants to share, chime in? So Imam al-Haddad actually emphasizes that when we set an intention, what we're really doing is we are setting a goal that we reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the purpose of every action. So if that is our mindset, is that my intention with this action is to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So then at the end, whatever the result is, it's good. It's good because the goal was always to gain closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So even the result seems bad, right? Even if it's a heartbreak or a rejection or a disappointment, that is okay, because the process and with that result, we are gaining closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only if our mindset was at a place that my intention is to gain closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is in our tradition. When we wake up in the morning, the Prophet ﷺ has certain du'as, and one of the du'as is, I'm content with Allah as my Rabb, I'm content with Muhammad ﷺ as the messenger, and I'm content with Islam as my deen. So we're constantly over and over and over practicing to teach our heart to be content and to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to be present. So I want to talk a little bit about the importance of mindfulness. So there's a teacher by the name of Wadud Hassan, who is a mindfulness teacher, and he talks about this. And he says, mindfulness is being present without getting carried away by all the distractions. So the distractions of our feelings, the distractions of our emotions, the distractions of our thoughts, right? So day to day, we have these exposures that keep coming to us, but being mindful is being present and not getting carried away with these distractions. But how do we practice that, right? That's something that I'm going to talk a little bit about right now. And Islamic mindfulness is connecting your emotions and emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence. What is spiritual intelligence? Spiritual intelligence is the influence on spiritual intelligence is the influence of our intentions and our drives to behave in a way that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and upholds the character, what God has ordained for us and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam exemplified. So basically, what we're doing is we are setting ourselves an intention and acting upon it in a mindful way that is allowing us to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so Wadud Hassan talks about this in 3 forms. And I'm going to dive into gratitude with that. So he talks about it through purposeful. So being purposeful is one of the practices of practicing mindfulness. So having purpose, and that is essentially having intention. And an intention that is set based on a core, your true core, right? So when you ask yourself before you set an intention, why am I doing this? And then you ask yourself again, why am I doing this? And then why is that important? And why is that important? What essentially it will lead you to is because I want to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that is the core need of the human heart, of the human soul. And that is where the connection happens. And that's where the healing truly happens, because that brings things to life, as it's stated by our scholars and in the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So there is a saying by Ibn Ata'ullah that says, actions are lifeless forms, but the presence of inner sincerity is what endues us with life-giving spirit. So our actions are lifeless. The only thing that actually gives it life is our intentions and our focus. And when our intention is in the right place, that's what gives the action its life, even if action is not complete. And the second way to practice mindfulness is through presence. And that is through the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is, so the modern science actually emphasizes in the importance of the brain a lot. It talks about like building new habits and how our brain influences our well-being. But what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam emphasizes is the connection of the heart, because he says mindfulness with God is in the heart, and he pointed to the heart 3 times. And And the third concept for practicing mindfulness is being non-judgmental. And that is where gratitude actually comes. And that's a struggle that many of us are having currently. And that is literally the problem and the illness of our time right now, which is disconnecting us from our truth, disconnecting our heart from where it needs to be. That is the thing that's preventing us from completely getting shifa and healing, which is being judgmental and not being not having husnul done. So husnul done basically is having positive opinion of ourselves, positive opinion of God, and having positive opinion of others around us. And that is a problem because of many factors, right? It's a problem because of the way we were nurtured. It's a problem of our environment, our social circle, how we were treated, what our family, how our family treated us, and many of those sorts. But those are voices that are in our heads and in our minds, and they have infiltrated to our hearts as well. And that's where a lot of work needs to happen. There's a lot of undoing that needs to happen. And that's where you need, most of us need mentors and coaches and therapists and counselors to really help settle that down. And that's where the importance of gratitude actually comes in. So then having that gratitude and then being mindful with it will essentially bring that contentment that we need in our heart. So some benefits of gratitude that I want to talk about. Okay, so in positive psychology, research shows that gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with happiness. And Yaqeen Institution has done a really good job in writing an article about the importance of gratitude. In the Muslim terminology, we call it shukr, right? Shukr, having shukr. What shukr really is greater than gratitude. It's greater than being thankful. What it is, it's a lot deeper. It embodies in its full essence way of life that cultivates endless worldly and out of the world benefits, rewards. Ibn al-Qayyum states that half of our entire belief, our iman rests in practicing shukr. And with the right mindsets and a few moments of remembrance of Allah and connecting with God, you unlock that greater well-being. And that is something that provides healing to the heart by having connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through being grateful. So I want to talk more about what really gratefulness is, what shukr really is. Ibn Qayyum al-Jawazi also states that shukr is manifested through the heart, through the deep feelings. So shukr is just not something that we say from our tongue, from our mouth, which it also is really important because that's how you train your brain and your heart. But what it really is embodiment of gratitude in our heart, in our feelings. So we have to feel grateful, and that is what turns things. That's what releases the chemicals in our brain. That's what normalizes our hormones. That's what synchronizes the rhythms of our heart by having that feeling of gratitude. And that's what really creates a lot of healing and shifa within our body and continues to provide for our body so it continues to function in a healthy way, in a balanced way. So shukr means to acknowledge. Shukr means to state the presence and acknowledge and openly declare appreciation of what is. And what's the opposite of shukr is kufr, basically, which is hiding something, which essentially is disbelief. So shukr is exemplifying and acknowledging and declaring, whereas kufr, it's the opposite, is hiding and veiling and not stating. So our belief is all about openly declaring things, right? So when you become a Muslim, what are we doing when we become a Muslim? We're declaring our shahada, right? We're declaring the oneness of Allah, that we believe that there's one God and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is the last messenger of God. We're declaring that openly. And one of the reasons we say these things openly is because we're also telling it to our heart into our mind. So then it holistically is embedded deep inside us. And there is a lot of wisdom in that. So there's a lot of research also about that, those concepts as well. Alhamdulillah. So one of the reasons that it's really important to openly declare gratitude, openly declare shukr of things, is so then you channel your brain into, and that's the unwiring that happens, channeling your brain into thinking positive and acknowledging your blessing. So scholars say that only way to bind or tie upon your blessing, so hold on to your blessing, is through the rope of shukr. So it's through the gratitude and acknowledging the blessing of God that you're able to actually hold on to your blessing. And then obviously there's a hadith in saying that with gratitude, God will give you more. So if you have gratitude, if you're constantly counting your blessings and having your blessings, then it will increase in your blessing, because that really changes the mindset, right? It becomes a very positive mindset. You're feeling more holistic, you're feeling more connected, and that will increase more of the positive things in your life as well. And there's a story, or there's a hadith that says that Prophet Musa asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how did Adam, the first human created, gave shukr to you? And God said to Musa alayhi salam, through praising me. And that's how Prophet Adam was giving shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by praising him, by acknowledging the blessing that God gave to Adam, by saying shukr to it, by saying alhamdulillah to it, that you're acknowledging God. So that is what our belief is. So that is different than disbelief, acknowledging the blessings that you have. Some other benefits of gratitude is it increases sleep, it improves sleep, and it releases chemicals, like I said, and it increases chemicals like oxytocin and dopamine and serotonin. It helps with regulating hormones and stress hormones, and it improves immunity, and it synchronizes the rhythm of the heart, which provides nutrients throughout your body in a very holistic way, in a complete way. And another thing I want to add on to this is all of this, when we're doing, we have to do it in a state of presence. So like I talked about mindfulness. So having that gratitude with the state of presence, with the intention of gaining closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is what will turn our heart into being more content, inshallah. And having awareness of the heart, the condition of the heart, is really important. So there are actually four stages of knowledge. So knowledge is something that we are told to keep seeking, right? We're constantly told to make dua that Rabbi zidni Allah, increase me in knowledge, Ya Rabbi, increase me in knowledge. And one of the reasons for that is so then you keep coming closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And so the first stages of knowledge is through our five senses, through what we smell, through what we touch, through what we eat, what we taste. So those are our first stages of gaining knowledge. Our second stage of gaining knowledge is through our intuition, and that is from our heart. So when our heart is sound, when our heart is able to recognize our blessings and connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through remembrance to him, through counting our blessings, through being grateful to him, then our heart gains knowledge through intuition. And that is a connection that we have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is very unique to each individual. And that will help you and me and all of us find our purpose and our unique relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that essentially is really important, because that is what brings us contentment and joy, when we know our purpose and when we know our relationship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it has to get done. First, what has to get done is the heart. recognizing the condition of the heart. And another stage of knowledge is through inspiration, and then there's through revealed knowledge, what usually happens for the prophets and awliyas and stuff like that. So that is my my talk on gratitude. I would like to give you guys a meditation sit on gratitude to really embody gratitude and changing the mindset on a regular basis. So I have a meditation practice that I would like to do with you guys and give you guys that tool so you can use it in your own time at home when you feel the need for it, inshallah. But before I do that, does anybody have any questions? Please feel free to ask whatever questions you have. And I'm not a good like speaker or talk person. So I apologize, but I hope I was able to convey some point. But please ask any questions you have. And then we can do a little 5-minute gratitude meditation sit to kind of put everything in practice, inshallah. Thank you. Anyone has any questions, please ask. Okay, so if we don't have any questions, then what I would like to do, I would do a 5-minute meditation sit on gratitude. And I would love for you to participate if you can. And this way, this is something that it's a tool that you can use with yourself at home. But before I do this meditation set, there's another tool that I'd like to talk about is the importance of writing down gratitude journaling. And for some temperaments, so if you guys have heard my talks before or have done sessions with me, then you know that I do a temperament assessment and help with lifestyle balancing to help like decrease inflammation and stress and all that stuff for people, inshallah. And so the knowledge of temperament is vast and is amazing. And I think everyone should have that because that's understanding your own self in a deeper way. So there are certain temperaments that need more focus on gratitude because they're made in a way, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them in a way where they always see the glass half empty. So for them specifically, we do gratitude journaling and other tools to increase gratitude, because they can fall in this really deep mental pitfall of depression and pessimism, and that affects their physical body and affects the fluid level in their body as well. And there's certain people that have gone through a lot of trauma and whatnot, and that affects their ability to have shukr and be present and be grateful, and that's why they have a lot of anxiety and depression and all that stuff. So these tools are really good for everyone, but there's certain temperaments that need it more than others. So so let's do the meditation sit. Okay, so wherever you guys are at, feel comfortable. If you're safe, inshallah, please take a minute to just close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in. And take a nice deep breath out. Just allow yourself to be grounded and present in the moment. Take a nice deep breath in again. And one more time, take a nice deep breath in. And just sit with your normal breathing and allow yourself to kind of build a little smile on your face. Just a little smile. And that makes a huge difference internally and externally. And as you take another nice deep breath in, think of the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you have today present with you. The fact that you are here, that you're able to gain some knowledge, some awareness, the fact that you are in a safe environment, the fact that you have the presence of loved ones in your life. Think about someone that is special to you, someone that brings a smile on your face. Think about any special person in your life that brings that contentment and joy for you. To see their face, allow yourself to see their face, smiling. Take a nice deep breath in again. And visualization is really important in setting our mind and recentering our mind and our heart. So see it, a face that brings joy to you. It could be your mom, it could be your sibling, it could be a child. It could be a laughter of your child. And perhaps imagine a nice environment, colors, beautiful colors, maybe some pink, some yellows, some greens. You guys are in a safe environment, maybe near a waterfall or a sunset, maybe by a beach. Take a nice deep breath in again. And perhaps think of a happy experience or a moment that you experienced with that loved one of yours. Something that you can recall, something that brought joy to your heart. Really feel that emotion. Really feel that feeling that came to you at that moment. And that is a feeling that you have, and you can hold on to that at all times. And you can come back to that whenever you need to come back to it as well. Take a nice deep breath in. Now think about the many blessings that we have on a daily basis. Maybe the morning coffee, the smell of coffee, maybe the smell of spring, of flowers blooming, lavenders and roses and jasmine, and how beautiful they look, and the beautiful colors, the vibrant colors, the pinks, the reds, the yellows, and how beautiful the sky looks, especially during sunsets. All the colors that God has provided for us, set for us to visualize, to be able to see, the blessing of sight. How grateful that we're able to see his blessings, how we can smell, how we can touch, how we can feel, how we can taste. Now bring to mind a positive moment that happened to you today. Something, maybe someone smiled at you, maybe someone said a kind word to you, maybe a smile, maybe a laughter, maybe a moment of relaxation you had today. What a blessing to have that in your life on a daily basis. We come across these blessings every moment. And it's important to hold on to them and look at them and feel them and remember them and keep them very close to us. And think about something positive, something hopeful, something good that you're looking forward to for tomorrow. inshallah, something that maybe someone you're looking forward to seeing, an event you're looking forward to going, a food that you're looking forward to eating, someone you're looking forward to meeting, anything that is going to bring you joy. Take a nice deep breath in again. Let all your worries and stress dissipate. Let it all leave from your body. And as you end the day today, as you end this session, think about these beautiful moments in your life that you experience today and that you experience on a regular basis, and keep them close to you. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes again and come back. Okay, so that was our gratitude meditation, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that this is something that is of benefit, inshallah, and you can have this and you can hold on to this at any time that you need, alhamdulillah. So if any comments, any questions you guys have, please feel free to ask. Thank you so much. Okay, so inshallah, we will meet again. And you have our email address, and you can access us through Forward to Health. Please do subscribe for newsletters and all the other information they have. And then you can also access us through Instagram and other social media. Please feel free to ask any questions you have. And I hope this is of benefit. Thank you so much. Yeah, setting intentions in the morning is a really good way to start your day. These are our traditions. These are prophetic traditions because we have du'as and all that stuff, and those essentially are intentions. So thank you so much, and I really appreciate you being here. And inshallah, this is will be recorded and will be put on YouTube, so you guys can have access to it whenever you need it. Take care. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.